What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What is going on, everybody? What is going
What's
on? We
up?
are here. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to fix this real quick. I don't know why it's looking like that, but we're going to fix it a little bit here for some reason. I don't know why it's looking like that, but I'm going to edit the layout as much as possible. But we're here, possibly here for Nothing But Raiders podcast, episode 22. But I got some announcements to make, man.
Uh-oh.
I have some
Uh-oh.
announcements to make because a lot of people probably thinking about, oh, the name looks different, and I didn't get the chance to tell the guys. Yeah, I was like, you know what? Let me just do this, and I'm gonna surprise them while we up on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt as though it was only right to make it this way because I mean that's what we talk about. It's nothing but Raiders. I do cover other football like college football and stuff of that nature, but hey, I'm here for it. So the channel has officially been updated. All the social
Nice.
media has been updated.
Nice.
And is officially named Nothing But Raiders Podcast.
Cool.
Love it. I love it.
Officially Nothing But Raiders Podcast. And the reason why I wanted to do that because I know where most of our content comes from. It comes from just our Raiders fans. I was a Raiders content creator at first. Everybody know me as Spotlight. I'm not changing my name. Everybody know me as Spotlight, and I'm gonna keep it like that.
Right.
But Nothing But Raiders podcast is something that is bigger than is bigger than us. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than us. It's all about that shield.
I love it.
And I wanted to bring that essence back to this channel. So I know a lot of people might still see Spotlight Football Talk on some of their channels as of right now because I officially like 10 minutes ago just changed the name. So I was like,
Did you?
I was watching the movie. I was like, oh shit, it's like 7:45. Let me get this done real quick. It came into my mind.
It be like
quickly,
that.
but
That's crazy.
how y'all feel that I changed it? I know y'all going. I'm gonna give y'all the access, but how y'all feel it, man? How y'all feel that now is officially called, Nothing But Raiders Podcast and Protect the Shield Podcast is part of the squad.
I love it. I love it, bro. It looks good. I like it. Yeah.
And before we get into any Raiders talk, I don't know if y'all heard the news so far, but Ray Lewis' son passed away.
Oh no.
Yeah, Ray Lewis III passed away. I do watch Engraven Vids on YouTube. Shout out to Engraven Vids for giving me the information. Yeah, but I don't know how he passed. But
Damn.
yeah, he was, according to the chat, saying that he was 28 years old.
Man.
I mean, like we said, we love the game of football as much as possible. We really do.
It's
But
deeper than
these
that.
guys are
It's
human
deeper
at the
than
end
that.
of the day.
It's deeper than
Yeah,
that. Man.
It's deeper than football, and even though that we could be some disrespectful as Raiders fans, but I'm not one of those ones to be like, I can't say nothing about it because it's none of my business. It's none of our
Yeah.
business.
Oh,
But
man.
to hear that,
That's
to lose a
sad.
child
Yeah.
that was named after you and he was a third and you was a second or whatever you was, Ray Lewis, but my condolences and the Nothing But Raiders podcast condolences.
Absolutely.
Speaking for the
For
crew,
real.
Absolutely.
condolence to you and your family, brother.
Man.
Damn. That's tough.
That's-
At the end of the day, he's a father, man. He's a human being. That's tough
Yeah.
to lose a son. Wow.
Yeah,
he lost his son.
Oh.
Yeah, they haven't said why he passed away, so we the people thank you so much. But Engraven Viz, I was just watching his video right before I clicked the live button, and he didn't tell you I couldn't finish it because we had to start our show. So it's really it's just messed up that it has to be, right before we come on the show. This has to happen, So
Yeah.
it sucks. It really sucks, but
Damn.
You know, I know it's Raiders talk, but that's Ray Lewis. Facts, Anthony Estrada. I completely 100% agree with you there. 100%. So even though that was a kind of it's kind of a heartfelt way to start this show, but hey, we have to send our condolences, man, because they're human. He's a father at the end of the day, and we're gonna get into some Raiders football, ladies and gentlemen. And for the people that's coming into the chat, let y'all know that the name is changed to Nothing But Raiders Podcast. Y'all see the name changed on Twitter, the name changed on Instagram as well. I gotta change it on Facebook. That's gonna be a hassle to do. But, somebody was static, and who was that?
Does it have you changed all of them? So you still have the Spotlight one, or all of them are Nothing But Raiders?
All of them is Nothing But Raiders.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like when we do Nothing But Raiders podcasts, and then you see Spotlight Football, so they think it individually about me, and I don't want it to be like that because I'm not a selfish individual like that. And I know me and Leo been doing these podcasts since episode 15 when I episode 10, 15-ish around that area.
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
So in the continuity that me and Leo been having, and now bringing Chris on is it's we all talk Raiders in some ways. It's not a network. It's not nothing of that nature. We just here to support each other.
That's family, man. We family.
It's family. It's nothing of that nature. Everybody doing their own thing. Everybody got their own channel. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for Leo to get his up and running.
Come on, Leo. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Leo.
Oh, yeah. This weekend.
So, show them that hoodie that you posted, bro. Show them the hoodie.
Oh, that's gonna come out soon. It's a hoodie. But I'm gonna make shirts with that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Just to let y'all know, the shirts are available. I don't know if y'all saw the shirts. Shout out to my graphic designer for making those two shirts there, the Devontae Adams 90s vintage style jersey shirts, and the Max Crosby one. I didn't put the link in the chat yet. I totally forgot to do it because I was thinking about changing the name and other that nature. But we have so much to talk about tonight, y'all.
So much to talk. A lot going on in a little bit of time, man.
Especially with Marcus Peters, man. Let's just get down to the serious note here.
Get to the nitty gritty.
The nitty gritty with it, and I saw it on a few sources, but I usually follow Raider Scout. If y'all don't know Raider Scout on Instagram, I follow him. He gets a lot of sources, and the sources usually be legit. So it was reported that according to Victus of The Athletic, that two sides have remained in touch with mutual interest while Peters explores his market. The Raiders have done research and are in discussions with other veteran corners, but Peters remains the top option. So my question is this: when do we see a deal done? Give me your timeline of when do you see this deal being done for Marcus Peters to officially be a Las Vegas Raider?
Training camp, maybe?
That far?
I mean, he's trying to. I don't know what they're waiting for, honestly. If he's really fishing around for a better deal, I think he would have found one by now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's known that the Raiders are interested. You know, it was said last time when he first came to Vegas that he was going to shop around to see his value. Nobody else has signed him, or he hasn't signed with anybody else.
Right.
So at this point, what are you waiting for? You know?
Yeah, I'm kind of there too. The way I see it, it's not a rush. I mean, he's a veteran, and veterans, they're not all about training camp anyway. If they don't have to be. But I think that the Raiders are still. I think they're going to move cautiously because they got to figure out what they're going to do with JJ. So, I think at the end of the day, at least I hope JJ's priority. I would love Peters, but I don't think that our corners are top priority on that defense. I'd rather us see what Devin White's doing over there in Buccaneers. If we're gonna look at somebody, but yeah, I think they'll continue to talk, but I don't think there's going to be a rush though.
Yeah.
I think they should at least get it done get Jacobs and Peters done right at the midst of training camp about to start. Like at the midst of it, right before the Hall of Fame game and stuff. Not even before the Hall of Fame game. I think
before the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
It needs to be done like a little. I think it needs to be done sooner than later because Marcus Peters don't know this defense. He don't know Patrick Graham's defense.
No.
And this is a whole different scheme to what he's been at for so many years in Baltimore. And I know he's a veteran, but lingo and language of playing in the league is totally different than what you going to another team. Right, so I think if the faster the better. I mean, Josh Jacobs knows this offense. He's been under 1 year.
Yeah.
And he's a running back. Of course, it's not really too. I mean, you gotta scan the field as a running back. I understand that,
right?
But as a corner, coming from one team to another and switching defenses, you need that guy probably in mini camp. You need him in training camp to get those reps as much as possible. So I do like the fact, that they are looking at Marcus Peters, but in the same token, I still feel like he needs to get in, get signed, get ready, and learn his defense so he could be ready by week 1.
Yeah, I agree. Because from what they say, our defense is pretty complex just because it's a lot of, different, we have a lot of different concepts on it. So though, like you said, he's a veteran. He's played, a long time in the league. You got to know that lingo, when them safeties are communicating,
right.
You got to, because if not, that's how you not going back in cover 3, when you're supposed to go back, you're over here guarding the flat when you should have the deep third. So, and the last thing we need is some missed assignments against Mahomes and them.
That's how Kelsey be getting open.
Right. That's how Kelsey be all by himself. We don't need none of them problems.
No, we don't.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. And we don't want to be confused at corner either. With the safeties, they really go off what the corners do and what their assignments are. Linebackers and the communication on defense. Communication is big on defense, especially if they go into an audible or they go into a different formation. You need to know that stuff. And I think Peters comes in. Peters comes in, and he can bring that veteran to help like a Nate Hobbs and those younger boys, but he still need to learn Patrick Graham's defense as well. And I agree, Anthony Price. We still need to focus on Josh Jacobs. I think that is the main focus.
Gotta be.
But in the same token, I mean, we lost our top corner the second year in a row. If you look at it, Rock Ya-Sin and Casey Hayward back-to-back years.
Back-to-back years.
We need a lock. We need a number 1 CB, and that's just what it is. Even though Josh Jacobs need his money too.
Yeah.
But if we could get Marcus Peters on a 2-year deal that's not really breaking the bank, you're still saving money for Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
I know they always figure it out somehow, but like if you look at what is over the cap, we only have like $2.5 million left in cap space. So how do you get Peters and pay Jacobs with that?
Well, it's some things you're just going to have to do. Some players are going to have to go. It's a business.
But you got to think. I mean, teams, they know how to work them books, man. Remember how the Saints were going into the offseason? The Saints were like way over.
And like now, how they end up getting Derek Carr over there?
Right, right. They got Carr, and they I'm like, come on, man. And like even the Browns, you think about all the money the Browns and dished out, and they're over here talking about potentially getting D-Hop. I'm like, who's doing the math over there? I need that accountant, man.
Yeah, we all need that accountant because I'm one thing about me. I'm a splurger. I'm sorry. When I got some money, I splurge a little. Especially on Raiders. When I tell you the Raiders hats that I have, bruh, I spent thousands on Raiders hats, man. And they know because I have a different Raiders hat every single show, a different one at least. So
your hat game's on point. Your hat game's fire. I've noticed. Speaking of hat games, my boy Leo got the old school classic over there though.
Right here, brother.
Yeah, he got. Yeah, I mean, I did have that. I did have that, white one. But I end up losing that hat in the process of moving from my old spot to this spot. So I was kind of fed up with that, but I do want to go back to my original Raiders hat. But I kind of like this one that I have on right here. This one got Las Vegas embroidered on the back.
That's
They
fire.
got the EST and the old AFC helmet. If you see that on the side. So
Yeah.
a lot of people love this hat. They was like, where you felt this hat at? Because on Fanatics, it was the last hat left. And that's why it's so big, because I got it on the size that I got it on. So yeah. Whoever that accountant is for the Cleveland Browns or anywhere else, can y'all give us a call?
Give us a call, man. Work them books.
For real.
So let's talk about it, because now your guy gets finally signed, Leo.
I told you it was
Michael
gonna
Mayer.
happen. I don't know why you were worried.
Listen, I thought he was already signed, though.
I thought
to
so
you, bro.
too. I had heard that all rookies were signed, but no, there's two that were left. It was
him and
Michael
Bennett.
Mayer, and Bennett were the ones who hadn't signed. Yeah.
I mean, y'all wasn't a little bit concerned about that?
No, I mean, the rookie deals are different. You know what I mean? Even when you see how much it was, like, people are like, "Page Jammer, you see how much that rookie contract was? It's not that much, dude." Yeah.
It's really not that much. Even though he was just imagine if he was a first round pick, that number would be different than what we see.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the details they were working out, because he was projected to be a first rounder.
9.8 million for like a couple, like how many years? Like 4 years or something of that nature.
Yeah, probably 4. Most of the time they get 4.
They're 4 with the 5th year option.
Well, no, only first round gets the 5th year option.
Oh, that's right.
So he probably got a 4-year deal.
Yeah.
He probably got a 4-year deal. But I'm so happy that Jacorian Bennett, because I talked to Leo about how Jacorian Bennett is one of those underrated corners that fell in the draft that a lot of people slept on. People fail to forget about Jacorian Bennett. He went up against the best of the best receivers that came out of the Big Ten playing at Maryland. He played against some top 10 receivers that came out of the draft the previous year and coming out of the draft with, Marvin Harrison Jr. last year, and shut down Marvin Harrison Jr. in the Maryland game this year. So I really want people to look at Jacorian Bennett, even though that his height might be questionable, but he know how to go up against bigger receivers. And I think that if he could take that leap like Nate Hobbs did in his rookie year and be on the outside, I think Jacorian Bennett would be one of those guys that can start day one.
Yeah,
I hope so. We've been needing corner help for the longest. Depth wise, them staying healthy. If one starts playing good, they go down. It's like, damn, there goes that. I want Hobbs to be able to go back, and if Bennett can play good at this level, and the pick we got him, bro, that'll be amazing for us.
Yeah.
Oh, so I am corrected. According to Team News, he's not signed yet.
Who?
Jacorian Bennett still remains unsigned.
Yeah, he's the only one that's not signed.
He's the only one left. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But for me, even though that he remains unsigned, I think he's still coming into mini camps. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's still showing up.
Oh yeah, he's there.
Yeah, they were there.
I think he's going to get his contract. I think they're just trying to figure out the numbers or how many years because of whole Josh Jacobs situation. So I feel like they're trying to figure out ways to maneuver and get things together for Jacorian Bennett, So I really hope so. But Michael Mayer signed. He's already been in the building. He's already been practicing. I'm excited, man. I'm really excited for Michael Mayer, because now Darren Waller, of course, in New York, move on. But now you have a guy that could give almost that same productivity, not as fast as Waller, but he could give you that productivity. And I think we got him on a nice deal. We didn't break the bank for him. So let's see what he does, man. What's your predictions for Michael Mayer? Do y'all think how many yards or touchdowns?
See, man, with Mayer, it's different, and he's big, but he's not as athletic and quick as Waller was. Waller was this huge receiver playing tight end that can move, get open, things like that, right? He lacked on the blocking. That was the thing. With Mayer's an all-around tight end. He loves block. He loves hitting people. And game speed-wise, I'm telling you, because I was a Notre Dame fan, I saw all these dudes' games. He would get open, hands, catches the ball, amazing catches, and then the red zone, that's where he's going to be the most effective for us, bro. In that freaking red zone with his height, his ability to catch the ball. Woo! I can't wait, bro. I'm so excited. I was so excited when we got him.
So if you had to make a prediction of how many yards he will have, and say if he does become the day one starter, what would be his stats if you needed to predict it today?
I don't know. Depending on,
because we had one person say 55 receptions, 650 for 7 touchdowns. Do you think that's too low or too high?
Touchdown wise, I don't know. I think touchdown wise, they'll probably get closer to like 8, 9, closer to 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yards wise, I don't know. That's where the question would be in. But
yeah, I think just from what I saw of him, I think he'll have quite a bit of receptions. 650 is probably about close. I could see him getting about 650, maybe 700 in that range. But I'm with Leo. I could see him getting more touchdowns with Waller being gone. Not sure what they're going to do with Renfrow. I think that Jimmy's going to look at baby Gronk quite a bit. So I could see him getting 9, 10 touchdowns, man. Because of course they're going to have to double team Tay, of course. So Tay's going to get a lot of attention, and then even Jacoby Myers, he can get in the end zone too. So I think Mayer's going to get a lot of one-on-one looks against a linebacker, and he should win.
And that's what I was.
So is that what we're calling him?
As well, we still have Austin Hooper. So Austin Hooper might be that starter. Then it might be Michael Mayer, or y'all might put them in at the same time in a double tight. So it's a possibility that both of them could be on the field at the same time, just because of the way the run blocking could be for Austin Hooper. He's a good run blocking tight end.
Yeah,
and so is
So what about OJ Howard? Mayer. We're cutting him off the team.
Who? OJ Howard?
I think he's getting cut.
Yeah, I can't see him making it. Yeah,
I think he's getting cut.
I think
right, not anymore.
Cut, or Horsted gets cut and OJ Howard stays. That could be another scenario.
I think Horsted stays because I could see him playing more on special teams, because they love those guys that can play special teams, and OJ's so fragile, man. I can't even see him really being on special teams.
Not as fragile as he's been.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So we have a few comments. The comments is going by faster than expected.
So I saw one about the nickname, and here's my thing with the nickname, bro. Are we gonna call him Baby Gronk?
Baby
Ghost, because he's rating 87.
I say Ghost. Yeah, Baby Ghost.
I say Ghost, bro.
You could or you could say Baby Ghost Gronk. Dead. If you want to be completely honest, because
Gronk wasn't a Raider though.
But he has the body and the specimen like a Gronk. You get what I'm saying? So he has the body and the specimen like Gronk. But I'm not gonna call him a nickname yet. It's just gonna be Michael Mayer as of right now.
He got to earn it. He got to earn it.
He has to earn it.
I'm with it.
You're with it. You got to earn it before we.
I can call him Double M, like we call Josh Jacobs JJ. We could call him Double M.
Double M, Eminem.
Yeah, Eminem. You can do that.
JJ. That's true.
But Baby Ghost or Baby Gronk, just not yet. I'll say Eminem.
Eminem's fire.
Josh Jacobs.
Eminem.
That's true.
I think Eminem is done. I think Eminem is pretty interesting to call him that. Michael Mayer, I hope you hear this some way, somehow, and you go with that nickname, because I'm not calling you Baby Gronk or Baby Ghost just yet.
Because I was tripping out about that, because I was watching, I think it was NFL Network, and that dude who called Crosby Condor, and it stuck with him. Yeah. I was like, man, I always wondered how he got that nickname. And was that dude just said he's
what's his name? Brian Bollinger or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
That dude. Baldy. You call him Baldy.
Baldy.
So we get some other comments in the chat too about Hunter Renfrow.
Shout out to the chat.
Y'all lit tonight, man. Y'all are lit tonight. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the show. We really do appreciate it. And make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe. And I'm going to put Protect the Show podcast link in the chat, but we are going through our Raiders topics at this moment. I will put it in the chat for y'all to go over there and subscribe to Protect the Show podcast. But Hunter Renfrow, how did we saw so many comments about it in the chat. You think Hunter Renfrow is going to get traded this season before the deadline?
I don't think so, bro. Mm-mm.
Oh,
I don't know. I
Oh.
don't think so either.
only if there's an injury. Only if there's an injury in some team, you know, like if you know, if some other team like loses like a Cooper Cup or something, and they're like, man, we want to still compete this year, we're gonna go out and get Renfrow. But I think Hunter will stay. But honestly, I would love to see him restructure his contract though.
That part I would like.
Yeah, because we're getting so much dead cap back next year. Like push some of that those funds to next year. And I keep saying it, man, but we gotta free up some daggone funds for JJ, man. We got to.
Yeah, agreed, and I 100% agree there. And the reason why I think they gave him that contract is because of his productivity that he had in 2020.
Oh yeah.
So it kind of makes sense to give him that money at that moment in time. But the last couple of years, I mean, he's been injured.
Well, last year he was hurt with the concussions. Yeah, last year he was hurt. So it's like, see how he comes back from it. Yeah. I honestly think the value isn't there, which is why a lot of teams
it's not worth it.
Offer it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it
to other teams.
Yeah. I'm not going to just give away Renfrow.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Shout out to Ron Jeremy.
It has to be a worthy of a trade. That's worthy of trading Hunter Renfrow. We have to get something decent back in return.
Right.
I'm just not giving up Hunter Renfrow for a third round pick the way we just gave up Waller. I'm just not doing that.
I was just gonna ask you that. So, like for Waller was a big fan favorite, and we got a third round pick. So for Renfrow, you would think we get higher than that?
With that pick, and I went ballistic with the pick. I'm gonna be completely honest because I was kind of mad about the trade in itself. It wasn't about Darren Waller, the trade. It was about what we got back in return. A third round pick that has not panned out for us in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, everybody like, oh, it's a third round pick. Okay, it is. But look at the third round picks that we got in the last couple of years. They're not even on the team anymore.
Yeah, some didn't even make the team. Well, Tanner Muse and there was a few that just didn't make it.
What's his name? Edwards, the receiver. He
Brian
was a third
Edwards,
round
yeah.
pick.
Oh,
Lynn Bowden Jr. was a third round pick. Like, we had so many third round picks. It just didn't make sense to just trade Waller just for a third round pick that is going to be uncertain. And we went out and got Trey Tucker. I'm like, okay. We went on the offense side of the ball with the third round pick. Now, we would have went defense. I would be like, great. I'm fine with it. We went defense.
Yeah.
We got a receiver that possibly could be on special teams that could take over Renfrow from being.
I think that's what bugged so many people about it because
Don't get me started.
The 100, it was the Waller pick. You know, Chris has his feelings about that.
See, you know what I'm saying? Man, I was having a good day, man. Don't remind me.
No, I'm with you, Chris. I'm with you. I hated the trade that we.
Man,
we just could have got more for him instead of just a third round pick.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about that we traded him. I knew that he was going to get traded eventually.
Yeah.
But if we would have just got a player and a pick, I'm cool.
I think we all hoped it was going to be a defensive player. And the fact that it wasn't makes it even worse. You know?
For sure. For
So,
sure. Shout out Randall Flores in the chat, man. It's my guy.
Shout out to the YouTube content creators that's in the chat too, from Raider Gabe to Raider Ben to
apparently Skip Bayless.
I know who he is. AK
Skip
know who
Bayless.
he is. I never could pronounce that
Skip
man's
Bayless
name.
in the building, baby.
I could never pronounce that name. I call him AK all the time because me and him is Las Vegas Vipers fans in the XFL, unfortunately. So yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
We're not going to talk about that. But no. Oh my, Skip Bayless, what's up? Skip Bayless, you want to come up here? What's up?
What happened with you and Shannon Sharp, dog?
He's looking for a new co-host.
Listen, bring us on. We come on.
Hey, we'll make it lit.
We'll come as a group, okay?
Right. Oh my Lord.
We'll definitely do that. So, with the whole Hunter Renfrow trade, it's going to be talked about the whole season. It's going to talk about until something happens. God forbid if he gets injured again. So, I
think if he gets injured again, he might get cut. I would injury wise, if he gets injured, that's gonna be different.
Who you think?
He
Who
will.
Renfrow?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp is a crybaby. You know what, Skip Bayless? The Las Vegas Raiders were going to make the playoff this year. You know what? I could really believe Skip Bayless making a hot take like that. I could really believe it.
No, but Skip
man.
would say the Cowboys because he's the Cowboy fan.
And speaking of that, you know what's funny? They said Dak Prescott was the number one dark horse MVP in the league. Number one dark
How?
horse. I said,
First of
how
all,
and what
Yeah.
way?
How?
Who's they? Who's they? Who said that?
Yeah.
NFL.com.
Oh, they're crazy.
That's who they had at number 2 as a dark horse.
Don't say
Oh.
Derek.
Like, of course they put Derek up there.
I knew they were gonna say Derek won the division and everything.
man.
Like,
Oh,
come
they
on, man.
said Derek at number 2, but I mean, they had
Hey.
a few. The only one that made sense to me as a dark horse, but shouldn't be a dark horse, is Justin Jefferson.
Why
Yeah.
was-
He shouldn't,
Really?
he shouldn't be a dark horse, but
Why
But
would
it's-
he be a dark horse? Because he's a receiver?
Yeah, I'm about to
Yeah.
say as a receiver, it's hard probably.
As a receiver, it is hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the last one to come
Especially,
close
I
was
mean,
Moss.
Especially because Kirk Cousins really didn't play that well last year.
Not one in man. Well, it depends if you ask Viking fans on what game you watch. But
it's
in the
just
pu-
crazy.
in
with-
prime time games. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of
prime
games.
time.
It's just
Yeah.
for me, I think it's at the prime time games when we see him on a big stage, he doesn't show up.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Because that Buffalo game they had, he played good in that Buffalo game. And
Yeah,
that
I
was one
don't
of the
watch. I
primetime
don't watch them
games.
that much.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of my buddies is a Vikings fan, so we were watching it at the house that day. Yeah. Mhm.
So I don't know if y'all saw my community post a couple days ago, or saw my status on Facebook, or in my Facebook story, on my Instagram story, about the Las Vegas Golden Knights winning their championship, and I went on a little rant.
I saw that, but
I went on a little rant saying the Las Vegas Aces won their championship last year. Las Vegas Golden Knights won their first championship in 6 years being in Las Vegas.
Mhm.
What the hell the Las Vegas Raiders is going to do this year? The fact that Allegiant Stadium is going to be the Super Bowl place.
It's set up for us, man.
It's set up for us to win it. So the reason why I say what it says on the title that Josh McDaniels is on the hot seat, it is AFC Championship or bust. I don't want to have that expectation. But
Come on.
I don't want to have that expectation. But the reason why it makes me say that, because the Aces ain't even been around for 10 years and they got a championship. The Las Vegas Golden Knights ain't been around for 10 years and they got a championship.
First of
We
all,
ain't been
the
in Las
Golden
Vegas for
Knights-
10 years and we ain't got shit. We don't even have a playoff game here.
the Golden Knights, well, they made the playoffs in Vegas. They didn't have it host one, but they made the playoffs in Vegas.
Exactly. But the Aces has been to the playoffs on a consistent. And mind you, Mark Davis owns the Aces. So hello. What are you doing over there that you're not doing here?
It's somebody actually hit me up about this because I'm a big Raider fan. They were like, "What's up with the Vegas Knights?" And first of all, that's a city thing, bro. Good for the Knights, good for the Aces.
Yeah,
doesn't mean I'm a fan of them. I'm still LA, whatever, but I'm a Raider fan. I'm worried about the Raiders and what they're doing and how they're going to.
No. See. I'm not an Aces or Las Vegas Knights either.
Yeah, so
I'm not either. I'm not. But we are in the same city of these two teams that's bringing championship pedigree to the city.
So what you're saying? We're the Clippers now because all the other teams bring in championships to
As
LA.
of right now, we are the Clippers until
So
we
now
win
the
one.
Raiders are the Clippers of Vegas.
The only thing, the difference between us and the Clippers don't have a championship at all. At least we have 3, but it's not in Las Vegas.
The Clippers, the Clippers hang selfies, not banners. Like it's different. Yeah,
And only reason why Leo would say that because he's a Laker fan, but I'm not going to get on him today. I'm not going to get on him today.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. As far as championship wise, like I get that part, but I think when it comes to that becomes a city thing. You know what I mean? And I don't follow the WNBA that much, so you probably know more. I'm sure they've assembled a great team from what I hear. The team now is like freaking amazing. They're probably going to roll through it and do it again, right?
I mean, look who they added to their squad. I mean, shit.
That's what I'm saying.
They got a whole super team over there.
Okay, try to do that in the NFL.
You can. I mean, we seen it super teams happen in the NFL. We
Do
seen
you
it.
see the difference? Like, you can't really compare the two as far as I get how they're ran, but it's a different league. You know what I mean? And the Raiders already have that history of trying to come up from this damn hole that we've been in for so long that it's finally like, damn, we need. And then when we were coming out from it, they took our coach away. People might not have liked them, but we were starting to come back up.
Yeah.
They took our coach away, and it was like, here we go again. Now we got to start all over again.
Now,
you know?
I'm gonna give you a little bit of history because I'm not really a big hockey fan, but I've studied the game.
Mm-hmm.
They had their coach fired after 3 years of being there because they could not get over the hump.
Because they made it to the
They made it to the playoffs. They made it to the conference finals, but they just could not get over the hump.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then they switched coaches, and you know what they did? They went out and they paid for quality players in their prime. That's the Raiders' problem. We don't, outside of Devontae Adams in free agency, we don't really pay for players that's in their prime.
Honestly, that's true. That's fact. When was the
And
last
that's been
quality
our
free
issue
agent
for years?
Oh,
we
yeah.
wait for guys.
That's what bothers me.
Prime.
That's what bothers me is about the Josh Jacobs thing, man. That's what bothered the dude's 25. He's homegrown. Like honestly, you have to develop your own. You know, I don't know, man. It's like we have him in his prime. It's like
exactly.
You know, we're always getting someone like a Marcus Peters when he's like on one leg, man. Like let's get somebody in their prime. You know, like when they're ascending, man.
This is when
Chandler Jones
players.
Perfect example.
I just want the Raiders to be consistent on a consistent basis. I don't want to go through 2016 in a couple more years and then be good again, then a couple more years. I want this to be a consistent thing. Like with the Aces and the Golden Knights, they made their coaching changes, they made their personnel changes, and they made what they needed to be done from their upper organization to make those moves to get championships. I think when it comes to a business part of it, all three teams are the same.
Well,
you have an owner, you have a GM.
Part might be different though, because business-wise, Mark has changed the Raiders because they're worth a lot more.
Yeah, business-wise, Mark been doing it. He been knocking out the park.
Mark has been hitting it out the park. Business-wise,
yeah, I don't think he has.
We're one of the most expensive tickets in the league. Is the Raiders? We're one of the most expensive tickets. The value of our team.
The question
we're number 7 in value.
How many of them are actually Raiders fans buying those tickets, though?
But he don't care. He don't care about that.
We're talking business wise,
and that gets to my point.
You said
because it's not commitment to excellence.
No, but you said business.
You said business. There's a difference.
Yeah, business wise. But I'm talking about getting players and winning championships. I don't care about putting asses in the seats.
That's business. That's business.
Business is putting asses in the seat.
Yeah.
Okay, so technically we're sitting here stating that putting asses in the seats is more important than championships. That's what
we're not saying that. We're saying business.
That's what Mark Davis is saying.
As far as from his sense, what he can do, what he's been better at, it's been that part.
Because he's not a football guy.
He's not.
And he knows it.
It's no secret.
Yeah, he's not a football guy.
So I don't feel like he's knocking it out the park then, because what's the point of moving to Las Vegas to win nothing?
But no, from a business standpoint, he is knocking out the park. But what I'm saying is, from an operations of football,
different.
Yeah, from an operation of football operations, he doesn't know it. He's hired some guys to handle that.
Right.
That's why he wants to give them a chance. He's not going to be like his dad and kick every coach out after a year. He's going to give them a shot. But Mark, honestly, at the end of the day, making that money, that's how you give them signing bonuses. Right. That's where the signing bonus money comes from. Like that's why Jerry Jones can give them stupid bonuses that Mark couldn't do it before.
Right.
So now we talking about profit and we talking about business. What is the holdup then of signing Josh Jacobs? If we got all this money,
I'm with you.
We've been saying
I'm
that.
with you.
My whole thing is they're holding up.
I just think the priorities of Mark Davis.
But look,
it's not the priority of what Al Davis would have did.
But also, see,
Al was on a whole nother level.
See, but the thing is. But then look, Mark Davis got his hands tied in a way because we're eating a whole bunch of dead cap from dudes that's not even on the squad no more. Corey
Yeah,
Littleton.
because we overpay for players that's not in their prime. It goes
That's
back to my
Gruden.
question.
That's Gruden and Mayock.
Look, it's almost 10 million for Littleton, 5 for Carr, 5 for Nassib, 4.4 for Drake. Leatherwood is 4 million.
That's what I'm saying.
30 million in dead money, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna be off the books next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I hopefully next year, if it's going to be off the books, I just want to see better decisions for us to try to at least win.
Right.
I don't want to go
goes,
from being 6-10 to 5-12 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to progress. I don't want to degress.
That goes back to what we were saying, what Chris was saying in the beginning. Mark was not a football guy. He brought in John and Mayock because he thought they were going to do it. And they ended up fucking that part up with the 30 million in cap space, right? They fucked that part up. They fucked up the drafts. They fucked up the picks, right? They fucked up the signings. Look at all that dead space. So now Mark is taking all this shit because now he's got to do it all over again.
Now, I have to throw some blame into Mark there. I have to throw some blame into Mark there, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because number one, you gave that man 10 years for $100 million. That's one.
He was enamored with the name, bro.
You believed in him, man. That was
believed in him.
I didn't want me.
That was a hot girlfriend that got away. Gruden was a hot girlfriend that got away.
Exactly.
I did not want Gruden back because Gruden did not keep up with the times when it comes to the office. Our office was back in 1998.
No,
that's true. It was.
You think so?
It was because
it was efficient though.
His office was so predictable, and you could go back and look at my live play-by plays. I called the play out before the play was even played.
Yeah,
that's how predictable John Gruden was. But I wasn't even talking about that. You gave him the 10. You gave him the 10 years for $100 million, but you gave him power over Mike Mayock. That was a bad decision on Mark Davis to put in the contract to give him that power because Mike Mayock went on a podcast and stated that half of those picks wasn't even his picks. They were John Gruden picks because John Gruden had the power to make those picks over Mike Mayock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that was just a situation where you get a powerful coach. Like no one's over Andy Reid. They might have a general manager by title, but
ultimately it's Reid's.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that's how he looked at him. And I think that Mayock's job wasn't to be over Gruden. It was more or less just to focus on player acquisition, getting us the right players. But I don't think he was like Gruden's boss. But Mayock blew it and Gruden blew it. They both blew it when
I mean that 3. No, I'm just not big on Mark Davis anymore. I'm just not big on him as far as who he hires as general managers and coaches. I'm just not.
I'm one of the few that rocks with Mark.
I bet you one thing though, Chris.
What?
And Leo, if Mark Davis changes his haircut, we'll win the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, he did. He shaved his head. Didn't he shave his head? So
I think that was fake.
Was it fake? That was a lie. That was Photoshop, bro.
Yeah, but that's Photoshop. All I know is we need to what needs to happen. Training camp. Somebody need to give Mark Davis cornrows. We'll go undefeated.
Yeah.
I want to where
can he cornrow that little bit of
no, that
little bit. His hair is a little bit too
cornrows, man.
Cornrows, man. You gonna have to add some extensions into that to at least you have it gripped.
Oh man! Shout out to Mark Davis, man.
But you know what? And I get it though because even when you saw Chris's interview with Hugh, like it made sense about Mark, and he didn't really know, and he didn't know. There. So from his memory, the last great dude I had was Gruden. So let me bring this dude back.
Me too.
Without understanding like how you're saying, and I get it. When he came back, my worry was the game is different than when the 2000s when he coached us back then. The game was different from the late 90s to the 2000s. The game has advanced. Are we going to be old school pounding, whatever? And you could see it, in our offense. Our offense was predictable, like you said, like, oh God, here we go. Or why do they do stuff like that? Our red zone was horrific,
terrible.
The fact that our kicker is one of the most popular players is ridiculous. He's the one who scores the damn most. But I get why Mark was doing that because that's what he knew. Now he's starting to maybe catch on more. Like, hey, let me bring these new guys, new clean slate, have nothing to do with Raiders, which shocked all of us because normally the Raiders bring in people who have some ties to the organization.
I knew he was getting Josh McDaniels. We waited too long, bro.
I was hoping it would have been I called him Goldberg, but Rich Brasilia. I was hoping it would have been here because
Rich Bisaccia?
Bisaccia, because the team had done so good and got in the playoffs. But now that I see it, like, okay, if I thought he was so good, why hasn't he got another job?
Ever. He's been coaching for 30 years, hasn't even been a coordinator, hasn't even been an offense or defensive coordinator. He's only been a running back coach or a special teams coach. His peers don't even look at him as a head coach material, man. That's my thing with him.
Yeah.
Like
that is true too, but I feel like we waited out so long because if you look at that coaching staff before we got Josh McDaniels, it was a lot of coaches out there that could have came in.
Was Dable, right? The guy that coaches the Giants.
That's been head coaches already in the league.
Yeah.
You know, we saw what Josh McDaniels did in Denver. We saw the whole drama of him backing out of the Colts head coaching job. That's why I was really nervous about this hiring because of the lack of success that he had as a head coach. I'm not saying as an offensive coordinator. I'm definitely throwing. I'm not taking nothing away he did in New England as a OC. It's totally different being a head coach in an OC. So
North Turner effect, right?
I was just kind of nervous about getting Josh McDaniels, knowing that the candidates that were out there, because I was at a point like, damn, everybody's going off the board being a head coach now. What the hell the Raiders are doing? And I'm like, it's one guy left out there, and that's Josh McDaniels. I was like, watch me get Josh McDaniels. And a lot of people in the line when I did my reaction on it.
I wanted him.
Watch me get Josh McDaniels, and look what happened.
wanted him. I swear to God, I wanted him. Because, again, like I think I told you guys before, like I'm all about, you know, there's different types of coaches. You got the X's and O's guys, and then you got like the real motivators, like I consider like John Madden. He was a motivator.
You
know what I'm saying? But I've always liked those X's and O's, like those Bill Walsh type of guys that really can out scheme. So, and I know Josh, he's an asshole. And he even admitted that he was an asshole the first time around. He was a kid. He was a pup. How old? He was the youngest coach ever at that time when he was in Denver. And he was arrogant. He admitted that. I think he's changed, but the man could coach. Even you get people like David Carr, who hates, he hates McDaniels, but even he says Derek is the first one to say McDaniels is a genius.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like everyone in the league knows it. It's just he has to put it all together. And I think it's checks and balances. That's why Ziegler's there. So Josh can't do just whatever he wants. But
yes.
Yeah, and I think Ziegler is going to be the key to all this, man. Because I think Ziegler's a smart dude, man.
Yeah.
I think Ziegler's a smart dude. I really didn't know too much about him until I did my research. On him in New England, but I just want us to keep the mystique of the Raiders and bring their style of football to us, and so we could better understand it. Because for me, Josh McDaniels, he kind of pissed me off a lot last year. Let's
talk about it. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. What did he do?
He pissed me off a lot with his play calling. I think he needs an OC. That's a true OC, because we do have an OC, but we know damn well that OC.
He don't do nothing. Lombardi, he don't do nothing. He ain't got no.
We know damn well we need an OC that actually can call plays. I think that's something that needs to change for McDaniels, because he's so used to calling the plays when he was in New England. And he thought he could come here and do that. But John Gruden was the same way. He was calling the plays. We did have an OC, but he wasn't calling the plays. We need an actual offensive coordinator to call the plays, the smart plays as well. And you saw some plays last year with Josh McDaniels, and it just really baffled me so much. Like,
but let me ask you this:
how do you call that in that situation?
Okay, now I'm gonna play devil's advocate, because I feel you. People always say that. But if you really think about Josh McDaniels, if you think about bad play calls, you could probably only say about 4 or 5 that really stick out. Right. Like the one with Devontae, like the end around with Devontae. And I mean,
that was the first one that came to mind. Was
I'm saying there's always a few that just kind of. But overall, our downfall was just players dropping the ball or fumbling or or penalties. It was never the play call. I don't think. I mean, there's about 5 bad plays that really just stick out. Like, dog, what was that?
I think discipline, that when it comes to coaching too, you have to teach discipline. And if you see many a times that we saw last year from Raiders games, we got down in the red zone. And we got some back-to-back flags on offense.
And you get all the way back out of field goal range.
And that was really repetitive week after week. We saw that. Like, we'll go on great drives and we'll get killed by penalties from our offensive line.
Right.
And I'm like, what are we practicing during the week? Because if this keeps happening
but he got
week after week after week, and it's the same person week after week after week.
But it's decades, though. This is decades of that. You can't put it on McDaniels.
You have the fact the coaching part. I get that part where the coaching has to instill discipline, but you have to admit that it's no coincidence. No matter who our coaches or anything,
no matter who the coach
still
is,
at the top of the league.
Always us.
With the most penalties. It's always us.
Yeah,
always us.
Well, regardless of us this year, I think it was like the Commanders that had like the most penalties.
Yeah, we were up there though.
We were still up there though.
Yeah, we was handcuffed. I mean, according to they said they was handcuffed because a car wasn't getting the old bros. But I don't listen. I'm gonna be completely honest. I just feel like if we could keep this unit and add depth to that offensive line, we should be good. I just want to add depth to it because you know what, our offensive line every year we start out healthy as ever, and here comes Parker coming for somebody. And you know, me and Chris can't stand Brandon Parker. So
why is he on the team?
He's a dare for
I was having a good day. You done pissed me off again. You already pissed me off about Waller, and now you reminded me that Brandon Parker's still in the damn.
Remember, right now it's Illuminor who's in front as the starter. Parker's there for depth, so relax, Chris.
Yeah, but you know how our offensive line,
one injury away,
have to rotate somebody just because somebody gets injured or something of that nature. And Brandon Parker, some way, somehow end up in the lineup.
Ow! You have to admit you have to admit that at this point last year, we were all like, "What the fuck with the offensive line? What are we gonna do?" Right?
Oh, they're playing musical chairs
now. You think about the offensive line right now, where they are this year going into the upcoming year. I feel a lot better. Like how you're saying right now, it's depth pieces. What happens if these dudes get hurt? Like, how are we going to come back there?
I just feel better if Brandon Parker gets cut. If he gets cut, I'll feel better because I could find a guy at the local sandwich spot that could play better than Brandon Parker, man.
Chris, why you just don't throw yourself in there?
I will. Man. I'll be battling at the line, man. Shoot.
Let's cut Parker and add that to JJ's bag.
I would do it too, man. I'll throw myself in there. Listen, sign me right now. Sign me to the bare minimum.
Give me league minimum. I'm out there getting it. And then just let me eat the snacks like Trent Brown did in training camp, and I'm good. I'm good. Pay me in snacks. Let's go.
You know what, Devil Advocate?
Let me take this hat off real quick because the chat knows that they used to call me Baby Trent Brown.
You do kind of resemble. You do kind of resemble it. Look at little baby Trent. Little baby Trent.
I used to have T-shirts, and people knew in the chat. People knew I had T-shirts that said "Baby Trent Brown" on it, and I had like a Baby Trent Brown right here with the It was crazy.
Eating the gummy straws. He was smashing that stuff. He was smashing.
I should have put Baby Trent Brown with a bad calf on there because that's all he gave us was a bad calf.
Man, yeah,
he was all
a bad calf.
Since you're the devil advocate for the McDaniel complaints, I'll tell you what mine was last year.
What?
It irritated me to hell that our offense would be moving and then they would take their foot off the pedal.
Yeah.
And you can see it in the game when it happens. The offense was moving, we were scoring, and then you can see in the game where I don't know what the hell happened, but it's like McDaniel said, okay, we're good. And I hated that so much.
See, but did that really happen though, or did because you got to look, man? I don't know. I feel what you're saying because a lot of times it did seem like we just shut down, but I almost feel like Carr was concerned because Carr's conservative anyway. Carr loves to check down, so because Carr's biggest thing is he doesn't want to turn the ball over. So therefore he'll check it down all the time. And I think that's what was happening. It was just if his read wasn't there, he wouldn't go to the next read. He would just check it down, and then next thing we know, we're punting it on 4th down.
And then the other part was the consistency, because they just re-showed the Monday night game that Kansas City won.
Yeah,
and their car wasn't conservative. You know, those bombs at the end to Tay, things like that. But you could see a certain point in the game when we had that lead where the offense just started changing. It was more conservative.
Yeah,
and those were the play calls.
I wouldn't say conservative.
I
wouldn't say conservative. I would say lack of adjustments.
And that was the adjustments was always the big thing
for me.
You know? Yeah, mm-hmm.
I'll say lack of adjustments, because when Kansas City made their adjustments and they got back in the game, we didn't counter. We stuck to what we did. We stuck to what we knew, because we was running the clock out. I'm like, why we running the clock out? And this is the Kansas City Chiefs we talking about.
Yeah, because McDaniels wasn't going to outsmart Andy Reid. That's where Andy Reid excels, in those adjustments.
Right.
You know, he excels at that shit.
Andy, he's one of the best at that. I think. But I really, I mean, I get what you're saying. I think, and hopefully Josh learns from last year. But I hope to me, man, I don't know, man. For some reason I believe in him, man. I don't know what it is, and I'm weird. Like like I said, I think differently, and that's why I wanted to start my own podcast, because I know I think differently. Like I'm one of the few that I like Lane Kiffin. I liked Lane Kiffin,
the USC coach that left.
I liked Lane Kiffin. I did, man.
You like Lane Kiffin when I like Jack Del Rio.
I love Jack.
I like Jack.
See,
I
differences when it comes.
That's
to
what I'm saying. Like I don't like
now.
them type coaches, man. I don't like them type coaches, man. Like give me like the Bill Walshes of the world, Andy Reid. I like them X's and O's guys, man.
X and O's.
Del Rio don't do nothing
wasn't
for
an
me,
X
man.
and O's guy. Lane Kiffin was just he was just focused on power. That's one thing about Lane Kiffin. He was focused on having power.
But imagine if we would have did what Lane Kiffin wanted to do: draft Calvin Johnson and trade for a young Aaron Rodgers. That Al Davis didn't want to do. Imagine that changed our trajectory for the next 15 years.
That was the draft we got. Who? Gallery?
Well, no, we got the Jamarcus Russell.
Oh, that was the Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think Calvin.
Aaron Rodgers was in the same draft.
No.
We
were going to trade. We were going to trade.
Yeah, because Brett Favre was still playing,
and there was still
Brett Favre wasn't giving up his spot.
Yeah, he wasn't giving it up. So
he wasn't giving up. So my man was riding the pine. So we could have drafted Calvin. I think Calvin went number 2. I think didn't he go right after Jamarcus? Yeah,
Calvin went number 2. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He could have got Calvin Johnson there. We needed a receiver at that time too.
Yeah, we did. Back then we had Chad.
We needed everything. Who we have? Doug Gabriel or somebody?
We had Chad Schilling, Luis
Chad
Murphy.
Schillings. Man. Those were the days.
Yeah, that was.
He just gotta. For me to win me over, I just need to see consistency from the coaches. And if you look at all of our coaches that came through the Las Vegas Raiders, they had one good year and they fell off. Jack Del Rio in 2016, we went 12-4, went to 6-10.
Yeah.
Then we didn't have John Gruden, but we had John Gruden / Rich Bisaccia. We went 10-7, then we fell off. I just want to see double-digit wins every single year. And can we get that Josh McDaniels? That's all I'm asking for.
But I think that's why I don't completely hate him, though, because as much as people want to hate him and talk shit, 6 or 7 of those, probably 5 or 6 of those games that we lost, we could have won. We blew the leads, and I get it. That's a coaching thing, things like that. But we weren't getting blown out to like we were one of these shitty teams. That's where I still think it was a coaching thing.
I just thought we played down to our competition.
And is that a Raider thing or is that a coaching thing?
I think it's a player thing.
That's both.
Player thing?
To me, it's a player thing, not a coach thing. Because the game that we lost, what was the game that the Cardinals? If Renfrow doesn't fumble, more than likely we're winning that game.
Right.
But I don't even think it should have got to that point though. If
No,
you
because they should have
look at
stopped him before. They should have stopped Murray before.
if you look at the trajectory of the defense, just because our offense could not move the ball, because if you look at it, if just for football, not just Raiders, just football, if your offense has a good time of possession, your defense is getting rejuvenated on the sideline. Your defense is getting back to, okay, now we got some rest, we can relax a little bit, get back out there, and then we could be energized. But in that Arizona game, our freaking, I don't even think we had 20 minutes, damn near almost 20 minutes of time of possession. The defense was on the field 90% of the time.
And that
because our offense could not move. But that comes sometimes that comes from McDaniels, and it comes from the players, and at the same time it comes from McDaniels making conservative calls or not adjusting to what the Cardinals was doing. So it could be that's why I would say it's even. I wouldn't say it's just one or the other. I say it's even. It's the players and the coaches.
No, I'm with you. I think the key of this upcoming season is, all right, Carr had trouble running that offense, and again, there's certain quarterbacks that are better in certain, systems, and this just wasn't Carr's system, at least at that point. Carr usually needs 2 years to get a system down, which is fine. But I'm anxious to see what Jimmy G is going to do with the best weapons he's ever had in a system that he's familiar with. Now, if Josh can't get it done this year, then you guys are right. We can kick him out, man. He can walk the plank. All I care.
I think he has one more year
after this year, or you think
this year? I think after this year, given like what they're doing, how they're rebuilding these teams, and the manner they're doing it, I think Davis is giving them at least another year to get these going in the right direction. Now, if it's a horrible year,
as it should,
if it's like a 2 and freaking 15,
get him out of there,
then that's different. You know what I mean?
Now, my question to you, Chris, was this. I just want to make sure I clarify what you said. You said Jimmy Garoppolo has some of the best weapons that he ever had. Is what you're saying?
I think so.
Outside of the weapons that he had in San Francisco, with Debo and Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle.
I mean, he did have a lot, but I mean, I think
the number one defense.
Well, defense. That's. But I'm saying as far as like to me, I think Jimmy G. I think Jimmy G is more built for McDaniel's system because it's all about getting the ball out of your hand quick. So therefore, Jimmy's not going to get hit as much.
Like he did with
Shanahan. So I think that's going to prolong his season, because for the 49ers, you got to sit up in that pocket and take some shots. That's just the nature of their offense.
That's why they're playing Mother Hubbard quarterback.
I mean, if you look, I don't want to talk Niners, but if you look at Debo, Kittle, Ayuk, then traded for a Christian McCaffrey. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is just up there with Josh Jacobs. I mean, they're neck and neck.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, I think the weapons are just the same. I think tight end wise is just. I don't think none of our tight ends are better than Kittle. Football.
No, that's a good point.
I think Devontae Adams is going to be better than Debo Samuel, but Debo Samuel lines up all over the field. It makes him a jack of all trades. Brandon Ayuk, very underrated. So if you look at that, and they got one of the top offensive lines too. So
is Ayuk better than Hunter?
Not in the slot. As far as slot wise, but I think Ayuk brings a different type of game.
Just as a weapon.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, Ayuk can play. He can play the number 2 or the slot. He could do both.
Yeah.
So
and then Jacoby Myers, you got to think Jacoby was the best receiver on the market.
And we got
free agency.
If you look at the market, I mean, the market wasn't really that much for him to be the best. It could have been. I mean, it's Jacoby Myers we're talking about, but I mean. I don't think he's better than Brandon Ayuk, though. I mean, if you want to be completely honest.
No, I think it goes down to like what Chris was saying as far as the system.
It's like it's more like for the system that he has.
we're better fit for Jimmy than he was for and the Niners. The way Shanahan ran those quarterbacks. Yeah.
I don't know why we the people think that Jacoby Myers is better than Brandon Ayuk. I hope you better look up Brandon Ayuk numbers and Jacoby Myers numbers from last year. That's all I'm gonna say. Mind you, Brandon Ayuk did that with 3 different quarterbacks: Garoppolo, Brock Purdy, and Trey Lance. I'm just saying.
But
who?
Yeah, but devil's advocate again. The Patriots never got another offensive coordinator. They said, "Hey, bro, the guy that used to play defensive coordinator, come on over here and call offensive plays."
The stupidest thing they ever did. And I hope Josh McDaniels never do no dumb shit like that. Don't do no dumb shit like that.
But honestly, that goes to Bill Belichick's cockiness, man. He's like, "Don't worry about it. I got this. We don't care
it. I got this. Yeah. Just put somebody there. Got this. Yeah." And then Mac Jones had a way different year last year than
I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to it, but I just feel like, I want to see Jacoby Myers be better than he was in New England. I understand the system; he's used to it. Jimmy Garoppolo ain't been in the system in a couple of years after leaving New England. I just really hope that he's back by training camp.
Jacoby can play though.
I think Jacoby's going to do so good. The fact that we have Tay opposite of him on the other side,
right?
In New England, you focus on him because he was your number one. That's who you had to focus on. Now he's coming to us in Vegas. You have to worry about Tay. Tay is number 2. One you have to worry.
Yeah,
about. Jacoby's
the number 2 DB gonna guard him.
It's different. It's different playing like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Because even though Devontae Adams is going to be the star here, but let's be honest with Jimmy Garoppolo. What is really Garoppolo's number 1 target on an offense?
Tight end.
That's going to take away from Myers. I'm telling you that right now. It's going to take away from Myers.
But Jimmy never had a Adams. That literally he's a cheat code, man.
Yeah.
He's a cheat code.
Is, and I agree with that. But if Adam's going to take away 2, he's going to go to the next best thing that he knows very well in this Josh McDaniels offense, and that's tight end.
Yeah, which I'm cool with. As long as the ball is complete, as long as the pass is complete, I care less.
Exactly. I don't care if it's Myers, if it's Mayer.
Just get the ball out of your hand, especially if Brandon Parker's blocking for you. Get the ball out of your damn hand, Jimmy.
Which I think he will go back to like how you were saying in this system. That's what you do.
Yeah.
In this system, that's what you do. Yeah.
I just want to see it come all together. All I'm saying is prove me wrong.
Yeah, it all comes to his health.
Prove me right. Prove me right or prove me wrong. One or the other, man.
That's my only thing with the whole Jimmy thing.
I just don't.
Even before
I think that Jacoby Myers is a good receiver, but to call him a stud, we the people, he's not a stud. He's not. When you want to call a wide receiver a stud, you call Devontae Adams a stud. You call Justin Jefferson a stud. You call DeAndre Hopkins a stud. You call Tyreek Hill a stud. We're not calling Jacoby Myers a stud. I'm just not doing it.
Forgot Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, a stud.
Yeah.
I'm just not calling Jacoby Myers a stud just yet.
Top receivers,
but you know what? It all depends on how well your quarterback can get you the ball because you get people like I don't know. It's
You're right because think about when Crabtree was on the Niners and then
when he had his year and then he comes then he's a beast.
It was like, dude.
Yeah.
Who was Crabtree's quarterback in San Francisco? Was it Alex Smith at the time?
Alex Smith and
Kaepernick.
And Kaepernick, yeah.
I mean, if you look at the first 2 to 3 years of Crabtree's career, he was injured. He could never stay on the field until he got his last couple of years at 49ers. Then they released him.
Yeah, then he came to us some ball.
Thanks to Derek Carr.
Or even have a quarterback that can get you the ball. Look what happens.
Nelson Aguilar.
Nelly, another one.
Nelly left us and then
did nothing.
Boo-boo.
But now he's with Lamar Jackson in Baltimore with Odell and Zay Flowers. So we let's see how that happens. Because
what if they get D-Hop too?
I'm gonna say this in the ASMR. I'm gonna say this.
Boo.
Carr's the reason why Nelson Aguilar got the bag in New England.
No, we all know that. We know that. We know that's
No, I
exactly
just
why
wanted
he
to
got the
whisper that
bag.
because the people in the chat gonna be like, "No, he didn't. Yes, he did. You can
No,
That's
tell."
he got
why.
the bag.
Yes, he did. If you look at his numbers in New England.
You know what? Hey, honestly, another guy is look at Zay Jones. Zay went to Jacksonville and start acting up.
Oh, he
Mhm.
started acting
Up.
dirty.
Yeah, he got filthy out there.
Oh, they
Zay
started.
Jones was
No,
another
he
one.
was actually he was acting really. Actually, with him now, see, I like Jacksonville. Jacksonville gonna be underrated this year. Watch
Oh,
out.
they're gonna be
Calvin
sneaky
Ridley,
good.
Zay
Oh,
Jones,
they're
and
sneaky. They proved that
they're
last
gonna
year
be
with
sneaky
what they
good.
did in the playoff run.
they take for me. I think they take in the AFC South. That's just my personal opinion.
Mhm.
So
I can see it.
y'all, I don't know about this, but I want to talk about this real quick. And I didn't send it to y'all because I was reading it earlier. 6 new Las Vegas Raiders who could be cut before playing a snap in 2023.
OJ Howard.
Yeah, Howard's going. So wait, is this? Wait, are you giving us a list of people?
Yes.
Yeah, you think he-
Okay.
This is a list of people.
Okay.
So the first one is John Jenkins, the defensive tackle. How y'all felt about that?
I'm not a big fan.
John Jenkins with the new ones we got, the younger with Tillery. Okay.
Because it says that he turns 34 this month with a
Yeah.
strong
Well,
group
getting
in
at his
front of him with
age.
depth chart, cracking the
Mhm.
roster to be tough. He did appear in 16 games last season with the Miami Dolphins, but he only collected 20 tackles.
Yeah. No.
But this veteran journeyman may find it tough to crack the Raiders roster. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree because I like. I want to see what my man, the 7th round, Nesto Rivera or Severo. I want to see what he can do.
Silvera.
I like that dude for some reason. So yeah, get rid of Jenkins. Get the stepping.
All right, so we got Jaquan Johnson, safety.
Oh yeah, I'm good on him. He out.
He gone. He's
Yeah.
gone.
Okay, so last year he played in 16 games for the Buffalo Bills, starting 3 of those games, and served a key contributor to their defensive backfield for the Buffalo Bills.
Get
They
the
say the
stepping.
problem is that Johnson is a safety with the rookie Christopher Smith II is good as advertised. It could be hard to find him to crack this roster at the position group. Then you still have Trayvon Moorick that's going to bounce back. You signed Marcus Epps. You still got Roger Teamer. Is a guy that's experienced in Patrick Graham's system.
What's
So
that rookie
it'll be
too,
an
right?
uphill battle for Jaquan Johnson to make the squad?
It's gonna be tough for him to make this squad, bro.
Yeah,
I don't think
I'm cool on him.
Mm-hmm.
So you think he's cut before he takes a snap?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There go your guy, Leo. OJ Howard. So they do have OJ Howard on here, and I really can't say much about him. He's been a bust since he's came into the league coming out of Alabama. Right. And OJ Howard thought he was going to revive his career being the number 1 tight end here and then we signed Austin Hooper and draft Michael Mayer. And he was like, "Oh man, I'm about to get the hell out of here."
Yeah, the only way he makes this roster is if he has like an amazing training camp.
Yeah,
preseason, whatever. Like that's
the only person that he really has to beat out is Horsted for the tight end 3 spot. But that's the only battle that I can really see. But I don't see OJ Howard making this roster at all. I just don't. I haven't seen. I even told you many a times when we did this show, I'm like, I don't think he's going to get past like the second week of the preseason. I don't think he's going to get that far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So they have this. I didn't even know we signed this guy, Greg Van Roten.
Oh, he just newly signed.
Yeah,
lineman.
He's one of the newer linemen, right?
Is he a guard or tackle?
I think he's a guard.
Yeah, I want to say guard.
So they saying that he's an interesting player to keep an eye on this summer. He could certainly challenge for the starting job along the offensive line.
Oh no!
To make the team as a depth piece or even be cut. The Raiders did a nice job adding depth to the talent of the offensive line hopes of getting competition this summer and improving the unit overall. So Van Roten could end up being an odd man cut. He did play for the Buffalo Bills starting 10 games. He played for the Buffalo Bills after starting 10 games in the season before with the New York Jets as well. So he is offensive guard. And they did sign him on May 19th.
Yeah, I'd rather give some of them young pups a chance. Some what's his name, McClendon.
Yep, they talked about him too, but he's not on this list.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's a rookie, so I'd rather give him a roster spot than the guy.
Well, we got a wide receiver that's going to be gone. Cam
we knew that was going to happen.
Ooh,
that's the tough one.
I think he might make it. I think
Cam Sims might make the roster because
I do too.
He's tall and he's speedy.
Yeah, that's what I like about him. Especially that red zone presence being that
he's
height.
What, 6'5"?
Yeah, he about 6'5". He about 6'5", 6'6". But he can still run like he's still gonna run like a 4.4 for his size to be at 6'4", like 6'5", 6'6". Because he joins the company with Jacoby Myers, Philip Dorsett, DeAndre Carter, and Philip Sims. Of course, that's going to be battling for those spots. So, but they said there's also a question about the whole trade about Hunter Renfrow. We talked about that.
Right. Yeah.
The Raiders did spend a third-round pick on Trey Tucker. So, Keelan Cole, Chris Lacey, those other guys that's on there. But I think Chris Sims makes this roster.
I think he makes it.
I want DeAndre Carter to stay because I think he's a speedster and I think he's great. I think he's great for special teams. I would love for him to stay, but I just don't see it.
No, not with Trey there. Not with Trey.
Yeah.
I think Trey changed that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he changed that.
Yeah, I'm worried about, like, I don't know if Dorsett's going to make it. I don't know if Keelan Cole's going to make it. And for some odd reason, I kind of like Keelan Cole, man. I don't know why.
I was saying the same thing. Bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of like Keelan Cole, but I don't think he'll make it.
Yeah.
Hell, we cut him last year, and then we brought him back.
And then brought him back.
They are bugging out with this last one. They are bugging out. JustBlogBaby.com. I don't know where you be getting these scenarios from, but why the hell you put Jimmy Garoppolo on his list?
No, they didn't.
Bro, of the injury. I can send you the link right now. They put Jimmy Garoppolo on his list.
Because of the injury. If he doesn't clear the medical thing, man. Yeah. That's the only reason he would be on there, bro. Not a yeah. Somebody in the comments said too, don't say Jimmy.
I know, I saw that.
And you know what? They said Jimmy Garoppolo. I want to make this very clear. This is not our list. This is not my list. This is a list from JustBlogBaby.com. So if you want to go to JustBlogBaby.com and read the article, make sure y'all go over there and do that. Because I wouldn't say that he's going to be cut. Knowing that we got Brian Hoyer and Chase Garbers as our quarterbacks right now.
Brian Hoyer, that's your boy.
That's not my boy. I can't stand him like a Brandon Parker. I cannot stand him. That is
hold on now. Come on. Now you're being too rough.
I'm not being too rough.
I'd rather put Brian Park. I'd rather put Brian Hoyer at guard or at tackle than Brandon Parker, man. God, I can't stand him.
Yo, Brian Hoyer, I bet you in his house he got a jersey for all 32 teams that he played for. Damn near. I think the Raiders is the last team that he did not play for.
He's like, let me go get one.
He's like a Josh McCown.
And then
oh my God,
Aiden O'Connell. We got the draft, so Aiden O'Connell is there. But why would they put Jimmy Garoppolo on his list? I understand the injury reasons, but if you look at his numbers, I mean, the numbers don't lie.
No, the only reason he's on there is the ankle, if it's going to clear or not. Yeah.
Look, LOL, I knew it.
Yeah, see?
But Aiden O'Connell has been taking some first team snaps. I heard that he's been really doing good in mini camps, learning the offense and stuff like that. But we all know this is Jimmy Garoppolo's team. They ain't bring him in to get paid. No. He got paid just to sit on the bench. It's just not going to happen.
If Jimmy's good to go, Jimmy's going to be out there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, if Jimmy's 100%, he's definitely going to be out there.
Yeah, and I think Jimmy wants to be out there just to prove it to everybody, because I'm sure he hears everything about how fragile he is, all this stuff, and just to be out there and prove it that he can, lead a team.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, just look at the contract he signed. He's betting on himself.
That's what I'm saying.
Stay healthy. There ain't no way I would sign that contract if I was him. No way. No way.
I mean,
Yeah, they can void the
he has to bet on himself because all the criticism that he's been getting that he can't stay healthy, so he gotta bet on himself. Mudville Raider said they can avoid the contract for Jimmy Wright if he isn't ready by the season. They can avoid the contract.
Yeah, they can void the contract. Yeah,
they definitely can avoid the contract here. So, I was going to talk about something interesting here. And I didn't get a chance to talk about it on the Darian Hawkins show earlier, but I wanted to talk about it here. And I think I don't know what the hell I had it here. I don't know what I just did with it. But because I was looking for it was a topic that I was reading on that I was supposed to do on my show. It was the top free agents under the age of 30. And I wanted to see if the Raiders wanted to look into anybody because I like I said, under the age of 30. I like that.
It's still available right now.
30.
Who was some names on there? Is Van Noy? Is he under 30?
Van Noy is not under. I don't think he's under 30. I think he's about 30, 31.
Oh, is he?
I think he's about 30, 31.
I'm surprised we haven't brought him in yet, man.
Yannick is 38, 28. Cook is 28. Marcus
you looking at it now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who was 30?
Marcus Peters.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hold up. That's under 30 or at the age of 30?
He's at 30. Yeah.
Okay, so he's like on the bricks a little bit. He could be on the bricks a little bit.
Safety John Johnson is 27. Oh. Yeah, there ain't that many.
Well, so it's 10 of them here. So you have Miles Jack at number 10.
He's still out there?
He's under 30. He's still out there. Miles Jack is still out there.
I thought somebody picked him up. I'll take him.
I thought he got stuck.
Did he get hurt last year? I didn't know he's still out there.
Corner Anthony Brown from the Dallas Cowboys. He's under 30.
Oh, wait. Is that corner?
Yeah, the corner Anthony Brown.
Oh, the one that made us win that game because all them PIs he got when we played on Christmas or Thanksgiving. I don't want no parts of him. I don't want no parts of him.
That's out there. At number 8, they had linebacker Rashawn Evans from the Atlanta Falcons under the age of 30.
I liked him in college. I haven't watched him too much in the pros.
He's only 27 years old and he led the team in tackles, but they saying that Evans posted a whooping 159 stops, and that's the 7th most in the entire NFL at the age of 27.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that'd be something to look at.
We're gonna skip over this one. Number 7, Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, skip
over that. Number 6, corner Ronald Darby is out there.
How old is he? He actually might be a better option than Peters. Not thinking about it.
You think so? Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't say that after he tore his ACL in October last year.
Oh, did he? Okay. I was about to say I didn't know his history, but I mean, I was figuring he'd be cheap. But no, I don't want nobody that's coming off of that.
Yeah,
they have a defensive tackle, Matthew Ladonis from the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, he's 28, and he played the opposite of Derek Brown last year.
Okay.
So I mean, defensive tackles, we could definitely look at. I mean, he had 8.5 sacks last year.
Oh, that's
at D tackle.
That's not bad for a D tackle.
Yeah.
You sure? Last year? That's actually that's solid. That's
right.
He had 64 total tackles, and the numbers was identical to the stats posted by Washington Jonathan Allen in 2022 in the season, which made a second straight Pro Bowl. So he almost had the same amount as Jonathan Allen, and Derek Brown had more than that.
Oh, I ain't mad at that then.
So number 4, I talked about this guy, offensive guard Dalton Risner from the Denver Broncos. Talked about this guy. This guy's 27. He don't have no injury history at all. And they not really. I mean, he played 62 games over the 4 seasons in Denver. No injuries. They don't really say much about his. Okay, got something here. Red flag. He struggles as a run blocker to the point of his career is an issue for interior alignment.
Pass.
Let's see. Can't be having that.
I'm kind of surprised this guy is still in the market. John Johnson III, safety.
That's what I was saying. John Johnson's still there. Mm-hmm.
John Johnson's still out there. Number 2, Dalvin Cook, and then you have Yannick Ngakoue.
I liked Yannick.
I like Yannick. I was kind of shocked that we traded for him and got Rock Ya-Sin. But I understand because Yannick,
I like Rock too, but I like Yannick. Uh-huh.
Yannick is great against the pass. He just wasn't great against the run.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That was the issue with Yannick. Like he will over pursue so badly, bro. Like I be yelling at listen, I'll have this headset on. I'm like, Yannick, what the are you?
When you run right by somebody, yeah.
It's not even that. It's just that like his engagement when. Because I play a little bit of D for my size. I play a little bit of D and it's some wells, but you have to make sure you don't want to go too far outside. So when you bounce back inside, you should have linebackers there. But we played a 4-2-5 90% of the time when we had Jan. Even though we was in a cover 3, we still played a 4-2-5 cover 3. Yeah. And Jan was too far wide. It really didn't help. So if he just could have squeezed a little bit and help those linebackers, he just couldn't do that. He overthrew a little bit too much for me. Even going upfield when you know the run is coming right to your side, you're going upfield. Why would you be going upfield? That's stupid.
Yeah, that was a knock on him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he didn't like he always tried to win on speed moves. So therefore he would try to. Because if they got their hands on him, he's not going nowhere.
Or he's not. Put his hands, that was it. Yeah, that was a wrap.
Right. So, Yannick Ngakoue is the number 1 person out there, and I'm kind of surprised that he is. I thought somebody would have picked him up by now. Out of that list, I would have went and got the guy from Carolina Panthers for the D tackle. The guy Rashad Evans, the linebacker. Or Miles Jack. They the only 3 that really stood out to me.
I can't believe Miles Jack. He must have came off of an injury. I just can't remember because Miles Jack, he's had some good years in the league.
I mean, he played in Pittsburgh last year, but he was kind of an afterthought, even though that most of his career was in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And what's the other guy's name? That's the other linebacker in Jacksonville that I kind of took his spot. I forgot his name. They drafted him. It's not Devin White. It's not Devin Bush. It's a guy's name that went in the top 5 that Jacksonville got as a linebacker. I cannot think of this man's name.
Inside or outside?
It doesn't matter if it's inside or outside, but I know it was a linebacker that they got that like in the top 5.
What year? A couple years ago. You're not talking about Josh Allen.
Yes.
Josh Allen.
Oh, Josh Allen. Okay.
Yes, that's the name. I couldn't get the name. I knew he had the same name as the quarterback, but I just couldn't think of it right then and there. But Miles Jack lost his job to Josh Allen. He sure did.
Yeah, but even last year in Pittsburgh, like he wasn't consistent enough for them. No.
I think he just need to be in a system that he could simplify things. But I think his veterans could come in and help out. In mind you, he played with Spillane last year too in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
so he knows Spillane a little bit.
I ain't gonna lie, I want him. I don't want Luke Matterson or whatever. I don't want him. Yeah, whatever.
I'm a big fan of Luke Matterson. I just think he has to develop a little bit more.
Yeah, he just I don't know, man.
But I don't want him as a starter. No.
Yeah.
Don't tell Chris about Allen. He was at that draft.
Oh yeah,
I was man now.
Yeah, I was pissed, man. I got a video of me listening to the draft. I was there at the draft, listening to it live. I'm like, Josh Allen. They said Cleveland Farrell. I about lost my mind. Like, pass me the drinks, man.
Oh, Clee. Clee.
Farrell.
Clean.
Yeah.
It's crazy how he.
Man.
You notice out of all the players that like the defensive line, they leave the Raiders and then they go to San Francisco. That's crazy. You see, Mo Hurst went over there. Now Clee's over there.
Yeah. What's his name?
What's the other guy's
Arden
name?
Key.
What's his name?
Arden Key. Arden Key's the other one.
Another guy. I don't think he's there now, but I think he's on another team. But
Arden Key somewhere else.
Yeah, he's somewhere else. But why everybody? They just want to be rivals to us, bro.
Yeah, we
took
took Solomon Thomas from. Man, where's Solomon Thomas? I didn't mind having him. Huh?
He came from San Francisco.
Yeah, I didn't mind Solomon Thomas, man.
You know what? He had a good year the year that he was with us. A lot of people didn't like Solomon Thomas. I said, watch Solomon Thomas have a breakout year.
Yeah. All right.
Look, Danico Autry was another guy that we had on this team. All pro in Indy. Come on, Raiders. Y'all got to give these guys a chance, man. I mean, y'all gave Clean Farrell too many goddamn years, man. Y'all ain't giving the rest of these guys a chance.
It's like they say, sometimes it's just a system fit, you know?
That could be the case too. That could be the case too. But that's all we really have for today for the Nothing But Raiders podcast.
We didn't talk about JJ.
I mean, what else can we really talk about when it comes to JJ?
I know. I'm just messing because that's what everybody keeps talking about right now.
I mean, until he signs on the dotted line, is only as much that you could talk about with him.
Whole lot of nothing, man. Whole lot of nothing.
The only thing I have is
I know he put out a story saying you got to do this, and I forgot the name. I forgot what the story said or whatever.
You got to do right for the people that come after you.
Yeah. So I guess he's trying to build his legacy when it comes to that.
Which I can respect for the position, trying to bring value back to it, but yeah.
That's a losing battle though, which sucks because honestly, if you think about it, like if I'm a kid in high school, there's no way I would want to be a running back. No way.
Because you're only going to be in the league, what, 4 or 5 years? And then
no way.
Listen,
no way.
I'm on this mindset now. If you're a running back coming out of college, expect yourself to get some money in the XFL. Do not go to the NFL.
But you know what? And I think that's where like they need to change it to give these dudes more money up front. Yeah.
Because the running back market in itself is just bad.
Yeah.
You see too many valuable running backs getting money. And you see these undervalued, well, not even undervalued, underrated running backs getting signed for the minimum and staying on rosters.
And that's where the issue comes in. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully, Josh Jacobs, I mean, in the Raiders, get the goddamn deal done. I'm tired of talking about this shit.
Me too. Man.
I think it's a like you said, the time, the length of the contract.
Yeah, I think the length of the contract. I don't think it's the guaranteed money. It's the length of how many years that he wants. That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
Because from what I've heard earlier in the day, that even though the Giants, they said Saquon might be sitting out the whole year,
they're still talking.
The day, he's in talks with the Giants because they don't want Saquon to sit out that whole damn year.
Yeah, they're still talking.
And don't they have penalties? Like after the 15th of July, they have to sign it, right?
Yeah, they have to sign the franchise tag.
After that, there's penalties for not signing it, right? That they go throughout the year.
Yeah, I think it comes out of. I think it is penalties, but don't correct me on that. But I think it is penalties after you do it because I know when you hold out, you get
penalties there
every week when you hold out.
Yeah, each week. Yeah.
I don't think that happens though if you just don't sign the tag. Yeah, because you don't have to sign it.
Yeah, you don't have to sign it, but I just feel like if I understand Josh Jacobs' situation. I just really do.
I do too. I get it, man.
It's just a bad running back market. I think teams are just scared to put all that money into running backs just from the history of running backs getting that money and not living up to that money after they got the check.
But damn Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley, man.
Say, damn you, Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley. He fumbled the bag, man.
He fumbled that bag badly. He fumbled that bag badly. And that's why the running back market looks the way it looks now.
It's never been the same, man.
Never been the same. But, you know, Thank y'all so much for tuning into another episode, man. We're going to keep having these fun episodes and just bringing nothing but Raiders to talk a little bit about other football teams too, but it's just mainly Raiders and talk our shit. You know, they like Mark Davis. I don't. You know how that goes, but hey.
Shout out Mark, baby.
Mark need to sign us a check so we could be on his channel. So hey, sign us a check, damn it. But let them know where y'all they can find y'all at, man.
Protect the Shield on all platforms, man, especially on YouTube, man. Check me out. Working hard to get some good content out there. And most importantly, I'm gonna start being on this show, man, regularly. So I'm glad. Thank you for the invite, man. I appreciate that.
I appreciate it, man. We always have fun when you on here. But me and Leo, we always have our podcast, but still, man, I think
Leo's my dog.
You bring a different type of swag to us, man.
Yeah, man. I love the addition.
I gotta get now Leo's been on my show. Now I gotta get you on there too, man. So you
listen,
can talk.
I am available every Friday, so you just gotta let me know a time and the place.
I'm gonna lock you in.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me know a time and the place, because you know, if you tell me ahead of time, then I could definitely get it done. But if I had something planned prior that I had scheduled, couldn't do it. But let me know ahead of time, and I can do it, man.
Absolutely, man. I'll be honored.
Basketball season's over, so you don't have to
and
be
let
doing
the
that
Protect the Shield podcast know that Spotlight is on its way.
Let's get it.
Yeah, Spotlight is on its way.
Get it. Spotlight's coming.
Oh yeah, Spotlight is coming to the Protect the Shield, man. But logo is going to be updated. I'm gonna try to figure out a logo because I don't know what Leo's been doing, but I've been asking about the NBR.
Oh, so I'm working on that. It's gonna be worked on soon. The other part too, I've been doing the thing with the hat, so I got that coming.
Okay.
One more thing, I did not forget about the Oakland, because I know I did the Los Angeles one. I didn't forget about the Oakland peeps, so I'm doing the Oakland Raider one as well. So
okay, now see, I will buy an Oakland one, and I will buy a Los Angeles one.
Do a white one. Make sure you do a white one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do black and white, so I didn't forget about it. I just wanted to.
I actually have a white one already. I have a white Los Angeles Raiders hat already, so I just need a black one, and I need I need white and black for Oakland Raiders as well.
So definitely gonna go out with that. But,
speaking of, man, I got some new drip, man, that I just got. So if anyone interested in the black shirt with the silver, the Protect the Shield logo, let me know,
send me the link for that, bro. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I got you.
You gotta send me the link for that too, so I can definitely cop.
I got you, man. I appreciate it.
The only thing I wear is Raider gear, bro. That's all I wear. So the more I can add, the better.
I gotta get more Raider gear. I mean, Leo did send me a birthday gift with a customized Raiders jersey with my favorite number and Spotlight on the back. Loved it.
Fire.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Fire.
And then your jersey's on its way, bro. Your McFadden one. Yeah.
I'm McFadden. I'm the only
Not you
one
getting the
McFadden.
I love McFadden, man.
I love
McFadden. I can't help it, man. Yeah, I told you, like, I'm just different, man. I like these different people, man.
I call him McInjury.
Now, yeah, I know he gets hurt. Hey, I just love McFadden. Just like I love Mike Mitchell. I love the most random people, man. The most random.
And you know what? As Raiders fans, that's good though, because everybody like the same favorite people.
Yeah, not me.
I get that. Same way you like Mike Mitchell, Akasaka like Hayward Bay. Say no.
Oh, get out of here.
There's some people that do though. I mean,
I was not a Hayward Bay fan. Absolutely not. I thought when we got him at 7, it was terrible. Yeah. But thank y'all so much for tuning into the episode, man. Make sure y'all follow him on all social medias. Y'all see it over here. I'm going to have a temporary logo until Leo gets us the official logo.
Oh, Leo, get us together, baby.
Podcast. I'm going to get our you got to send me a picture, Chris, so I can get the thumbnail updated. Okay. So we can have that up there, and I can get the thumbnail updated while Chris, Leo is getting the NBR logo. I'm gonna try to figure out something to change it for right now, for something temporary. But make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe to all the channels. Leo will have his channel up this weekend. I cannot wait so I can spam the shit out of it, and spam the shit out of it so people can subscribe. But make sure y'all tune in next week, man. Same time, same place. I think this time is a good time to do the podcast instead of doing it earlier. I like it at this time personally, but Comment, like, and subscribe, man. We are out of here, and we'll see y'all next week with Nothing But Raiders podcast, man. We out. Peace out.